Have you ever stood up too quickly, only to feel a little wobbly on your feet? Or maybe you were walking to the living room, and for just a second, you felt like your balance wasn't quite what it used to be? It happens more often than people like to admit, especially as we get older. You're not alone if you caught yourself grabbing onto the wall or furniture just to feel steady again. Now, it's easy to brush it off and think, I'm just tired today, or it's nothing. But those small slips, those little stumbles, they're warning signs. Your body is quietly telling you something. And if we don't listen, they can turn into bigger problems down the line. But here's the good news. Your body also has an amazing ability to adapt, even well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. You're not stuck with unsteadiness. And no, you don't need to sign up for a gym membership or spend hours on the treadmill. What you do need is the right kind of movement, the kind that speaks directly to your balance, your strength, and your confidence in your own body. In this video, we're going to talk about one single exercise, just one, that can help improve your balance after 70. And then I'll show you 3 more simple, powerful movements you can start doing right at home to stay strong and steady. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to be in perfect shape. All you need is a little motivation and a few minutes each day. Let's start with something simple. Picture yourself standing at the kitchen counter. The coffee's brewing. You're waiting for the toast to pop. That's the perfect time to do the very first exercise I want to share with you today. One that I call your balance anchor. It's called the single leg stand, and it might not look like much at first, but don't let its simplicity fool you. This little movement packs a powerful punch when it comes to strengthening the muscles that keep you upright, centered, and balanced. Here's how it works. Stand tall, with one hand lightly resting on the counter or the back of a sturdy chair. Gently lift one foot off the ground. Just a few inches is all it takes, and hold that position. That's it. You're now engaging your core, your ankles, your hips, and the tiny stabilizing muscles in your legs that keep you from swaying or tipping. These are the muscles that quietly support every step you take. At first, you might only be able to hold it for a few seconds. That's okay. Even 5 seconds is a fantastic start. The goal is to slowly build up to 20, 30, maybe even 60 seconds over time. And when you feel steady with one leg, switch to the other. Make it part of your daily rhythm. Waiting for the microwave? Do a single leg stand. Brushing your teeth? Do it again. What I love most about this exercise is that it builds something that often gets overlooked, your confidence. When you know you can hold yourself steady on one leg, you start to trust your body more. You stand a little taller. You move through your day with less hesitation. That's not just physical strength, it's mental strength too. Now, once you got a hang of that, and it's starting to feel easier, we can add a little something extra. Try letting go of the counter for a few seconds, or close your eyes for a moment. That challenges your body to rely on its inner balance system, the one that doesn't depend on sight or touch. Just make sure you're safe and supported if you try that. A wall or chair nearby is always a good idea. So that's your foundation, your anchor, the single best exercise to improve your balance after 70. But let's not stop there, because balance doesn't live in a bubble. It's deeply connected to the rest of your body, especially your legs and your core. And that brings us to another incredibly helpful movement, the sit to stand. This one is exactly what it sounds like. Find a sturdy chair, one without wheels, and sit down in it. Then, without using your hands, stand back up, nice and slow. Then sit back down again. Repeat this a few times. You might be thinking, I do this all day long. And you're right, you probably do. But doing it with intention changes everything. When you focus on using your leg muscles to lift you up, without momentum or pushing off with your arms, you start to train the power and control in your thighs and glutes, those big muscles that keep you walking, climbing stairs, and catching yourself if you stumble. The sit to stand is a perfect real-world exercise. It mimics something you already do, but strengthens your body's ability to do it better. And what's more empowering than getting up from a chair on your own, strong and steady? If this feels tough at first, don't worry. Place a cushion on the seat to make it a little higher, or use your hands gently on your thighs for support. Every little improvement counts. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to get stronger each day, one rep at a time. And here's a fun tip. Count how many sit-to-stands you can do in 30 seconds. Then write that number down. Try again next week. You might be surprised how quickly your number goes up. That's progress you can feel and measure. Now that we've anchored your balance and started waking up your legs, there's another important area we can't ignore: your core. And no, I'm not talking about doing crunches on the floor. What I mean is the deep muscles in your belly, back, and sides that work like a natural belt around your spine. When those muscles are strong, they help you stand tall, move smoothly, and catch yourself if you lose your footing. A simple way to fire up your core is through a gentle exercise called a heel-to-toe walk. All you do is walk in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, as if you're walking on a tightrope. Again, hold on to a wall or counter if you need a little support, especially at first. You'll feel your body wobble a bit. That's a good thing. Those little wobbles are your body's way of learning and adjusting. And as you get better, the wobbles get smaller, your posture improves, your core gets stronger, and most importantly, your balance becomes second nature again. This is a great one to do while walking down a hallway, or even outside on a smooth, flat sidewalk. Just take it slow, one foot in front of the other, step by step. And if you're feeling bold, try turning your head slightly side to side as you walk. That mimics real-life distractions, like looking at a bird while walking or turning your head when someone calls your name. These three exercises, the single leg stand, the sit-to-stand, and the heel-to-toe walk, are simple, gentle, and wonderfully effective. Each one plays a unique role in building the kind of strength and balance that keeps you independent, mobile, and confident in your day-to-day life. Let's keep going, because there's one more exercise I want to show you. One that pulls everything together. Now, I've saved this one for last because it combines balance, strength, coordination, and posture all into one graceful movement. And the best part? It's incredibly gentle on the joints and can be adapted for any fitness level. It's called the marching in place. And while it might remind you of something out of a basic exercise video from the 80s, don't underestimate it. There's real power in this simple move. Here's how to do it. Stand tall, feet about hip-width apart, and gently start lifting one knee at a time, as if you're marching in slow motion. Go at your own pace. Lift one knee up, then set it down, then the other. Keep your chest lifted, your shoulders relaxed, and your belly gently pulled in, not tight, just supported. You can rest your fingers on the back of a chair or near a wall for balance if you need it. Now, at first, you might feel a little silly. That's completely normal. But the magic of this movement is in the repetition. You're not just moving your legs, you're training your brain and body to work together. Every time you lift a knee, your core has to activate to keep you from tipping. Your hips and ankles work to stabilize. Your heart gets a little gentle workout, too. And it's not just about balance. Marching in place also helps with coordination and reaction time, two things that tend to slow down with age. You know that moment when you trip on something unexpected and you have to catch yourself fast? That's where coordination and reaction time save the day. And this exercise gives those skills a little daily polish. To keep it interesting, you can play with variations. Try lifting your knees just a bit higher, or hold the raised leg for an extra second before switching sides. Add gentle arm swings. Maybe even turn on your favorite song and let the rhythm guide your pace. You can do this for 1 minute, 3 minutes, even 5 if you're feeling up to it. It's a small thing, but it adds up quickly. What I love about these 4 exercises, single leg stand, sit to stand, heel to toe walk, and marching in place, is how naturally they can fit into your day. You don't have to carve out a big chunk of time or go anywhere special. You can do them while waiting for the kettle to boil, during a commercial break, or while chatting on the phone with a friend. These are real-life movements, not part of some complicated routine you'll forget by tomorrow. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about something just as important as the exercises themselves, and that's how you do them. As we get older, it's not just about moving our bodies, but about moving with awareness. It's easy to go through the motions and check the box, but when you slow down, pay attention, and tune into how your body feels with each movement, that's when real change begins. Let's take the sit to stand again as an example. It might seem like you're just getting out of a chair, but if you focus on planting your feet firmly, leaning slightly forward, using your legs, not your hands, to lift yourself, and then sitting down with control instead of plopping, that movement becomes more than just exercise. It becomes a skill, a tool, a way to stay independent for years to come. Same with the heel-to-toe walk. At first, you might wobble or feel unsure, but if you focus your gaze ahead, not at your feet, and move with calm, steady breaths, you'll notice that your body begins to trust itself more and more, and that trust turns into ease, grace, even. A lot of people think that balance is just a physical thing, about muscles and bones and joints. But the truth is, balance starts in your mind. It's built on focus, intention, and patience. It's about telling yourself, I can do this, even when you're a little unsteady at first. And it's about celebrating the small wins, holding your balance for 5 seconds longer today than you did yesterday, getting up from a chair with a little less effort, walking a little taller down the hallway. Now I know sometimes it's frustrating. Some days your body feels stiff. Some days your knees ache. And some days the energy just isn't there. That's okay. You're human. The important thing is to show up for yourself anyway, even if that just means doing one single leg stand or marching in place for 30 seconds. It all counts. It all builds. You're investing in your future self. The version of you who can walk to the mailbox without worry. The you who can stand in line at the grocery store without shifting uncomfortably. The you who can get up from the couch with ease. And even dance a little in the kitchen when your favorite song comes on. There's a kind of quiet joy that comes from knowing you can trust your body, that you can move through the world with confidence, not caution. And that joy is worth every minute of practice. It's also worth mentioning that these exercises can be done with a friend or a partner. Sometimes it helps to have a little accountability or just someone to laugh with when you wobble a bit too much and need to grab the chair again. Movement is always more fun when it's shared. And while we're at it, don't forget the little details that make a big difference. Wear shoes that feel secure and supportive. Keep your floors clear. No loose rugs or slippery spots. Make sure your space feels safe so you can focus fully on the movement, not the hazard around you. Also, check in with your breathing as you go. Don't hold your breath when you're concentrating. That's a common habit. Breathe in gently through your nose and out slowly through your mouth. Let your breath support your movement. It makes everything feel smoother, more connected, and it gives your body the oxygen it needs to do its best work. You don't have to do all 4 exercises every day. Even just choosing 1 or 2 and sticking with them consistently can lead to real improvement. What matters is that you start, that you take that first step and then keep stepping little by little. So, just to take a breath here, because we've covered a lot together. You now have 4 gentle but mighty exercises to work with. They're simple, they're practical, and they're designed with you in mind. They don't require any equipment. They don't demand perfect form. They just ask you to show up and move. Now, let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep this momentum going. By now, you've learned 4 simple exercises that don't just help your body. They support your confidence, your independence, and your ability to enjoy the little things in life without fear of falling or feeling off balance. And that's what this is really all about, isn't it? Not just moving, but moving through life feeling capable, strong, and steady. Let's take a moment to talk about how all of this fits into your day-to-day life. Because even the best exercises don't mean much if we don't know how to make them stick. The key is making them part of your rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or putting on your slippers in the morning. These movements can become small rituals that remind you every single day that you're investing in your health. One way to make this easier is to attach the habit to something you already do. For example, maybe every time you make your morning cup of tea, you do your single leg stand at the counter. Or when you're watching TV, you use the commercial breaks to do a few sit-to-stands. You could even march in place while waiting for your dinner to heat up. These aren't big changes. They're gentle nudges that fit into your life just as it is. And don't forget to celebrate the little wins. If you did a few extra reps today, or you held your balance a few seconds longer, that's worth acknowledging. It doesn't have to be a big celebration. just a moment to smile and say, hey, I did that. Progress is progress, no matter how small. And when it comes to your health, those small steps add up faster than you think. Now, as you begin building this new habit of daily movement, you may notice something surprising. It's not just your legs or your balance improving. You may start to feel a little more energized, a little more clear-headed. Even your mood might lift. That's because gentle, consistent movement isn't just good for your body. It's good for your mind and your spirit too. When we move with intention, we reconnect with ourselves. We notice how we're feeling. We tune in instead of checking out. And that kind of connection is powerful at any age, but especially now when it's easy to feel like the world is rushing ahead and leaving us behind. You are not being left behind. You're right here, doing something positive for yourself, and that deserves real recognition. Let's also be real for a moment. Aging can feel like a bit of a tug of war sometimes. Your body doesn't always respond the way it used to. Stiff joints, slower reflexes, a little more creaking and groaning than you'd like. But none of that means you have to settle for decline. Movement is the tool we all have right at our fingertips to push back, to say, I'm still here, and I still have a lot of living to do. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to join a class or buy fancy gear. You just need a few feet of space, a chair or counter to hold on to, and a bit of consistency. Even 10 minutes a day can lead to real, noticeable changes over time. And don't worry if your progress isn't always a straight line. Some days you'll feel great. Other days, maybe your knees feel a bit stiff or your energy just isn't there. That's okay. The important thing is that you keep showing up. Give yourself grace. Let your body have its ups and downs, just like everything else in life. It's also worth checking in with your doctor or physical therapist, especially if you've had a fall before or if you're dealing with something like arthritis, vertigo, or neuropathy. The exercises we've talked about are gentle and safe for most people, but having that extra layer of support from your healthcare provider can give you even more confidence as you move forward. And while you're on this path, don't be afraid to try new things that support your balance too. Maybe you've always wanted to try a gentle Tai Chi class, or maybe you're curious about stretching or light yoga. These kinds of movement not only improve flexibility and coordination, they can be a lot of fun too. You might even meet some new friends along the way. Now, I want to leave you with something important, maybe the most important part of this whole video. And that's this: you are stronger than you think. Just because the calendar says 70 or 75 or 80 doesn't mean your story is slowing down. You still have time. You still have choices. And your body is still listening. Every time you take a step, lift a leg, or rise from a chair with strength, you are telling your body, we're still in this together. And if you've been feeling unsure, maybe worry about falling, or feeling like your balance is holding you back, I want you to know this: it's never too late to rebuild. I've seen people in their 80s and 90s make incredible changes with just a few minutes of focused movement each day. You can too. It starts with believing in yourself, and then taking that first small step. So here's what I'd love for you to do. Try one of the exercises we talk about today. Just one. Maybe the single leg stand while you brush your teeth tonight, or the sit to stand before you head to bed. Try it. Feel your body respond. And then tomorrow, do it again. You're planting the seeds of strength, balance, and confidence that will carry you forward. And if you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's one small change you're committing to today? What part of your body or life are you excited to strengthen? Let's cheer each other on. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got more helpful, friendly, and practical videos coming your way, because you deserve to feel strong and steady at every stage of life. So here's to your health, your happiness, and your balance, inside and out. Keep going. You're doing better than you think. And remember, every small step you take today is shaping a more confident, more capable tomorrow. You've got this. Truly,